Hi there, and welcome to another episode of my Bitcoin update. As you can see on the screen, we've had, or this morning when I woke up pretty early at 5:30 this morning, I turned on my PC, must have been around 6 o'clock, and well, nothing had changed. And a few minutes later, I took another look and we had this spike, as you can see it here. Now, I've been expecting this spike, although I expected it to happen a lot earlier over the weekend. I don't know why it has waited so long, and I don't know why it is happening right now, because as far as I'm concerned, the US markets, or the US and countries behind South Africa, as you know, I'm 2 hours ahead of, I'm GMT +2 here. So at that time of the morning, the US is basically going to, or basically asleep. I don't know what is causing this at the moment. It is what I expected to happen, but it is probably at least a day late. I expected this to happen quite early over the weekend, possibly Saturday evening for me. But here it is, Monday morning for me, and we have had a massive spike up. Now, as you can see, this candle wick goes up to just over $6,800. And it has dropped again. It's currently down at $6,471. Now, where we are going from here is really speculation, as far as I'm concerned. I'm quite confused as to what's happening right now. Although, if you look at the MACD right at the bottom, it has turned up pretty sharply, and the gap between the MACD and its moving average is opening up pretty quickly, which is a good sign. It isn't above the zero mark yet. It hasn't gone above zero yet, so it's still in slight bearish territory, I suppose you can say, but it is on the or it is above the moving average, which is a good sign. It's a bullish sign. If this carries on going up like this, that price should go up again, especially combined with the stochastics RSI, which is now running. They are almost parallel, I would say. The RSI line is, it looks to me just underneath the moving average, and I mean only just. So we are on the maximum bullish side before we sort of can call it overbought. So it is really bullish. If that blue line, or the RSI line, goes above the moving average line for that indicator, I'm pretty convinced that the price is going to go up from here. It would appear that it was coming down, it has flattened out, and it could be turning up. And if that crosses the moving average, in my opinion, this price is definitely going to go up. And another thing that confirms that, take a look at this volume. We have had almost as high a spike in volume here as we have had in the sell-off that took place when it dropped like that. The volume we've had here is almost as high, and almost, well, basically just as quick as well. So if you look at where the price went to for the volume, it changed by a hell of a lot more, but almost double, I would say, very close to double what the drop was. We had a rise on slightly less volume, which is huge in my book anyway. Could this be the breakout that we've been waiting for? Who knows? I'm hoping that it is. Everybody's been expecting it, not just me. As you can see, we've gone. We are still way below the moving average for the price on the moving average here. I think it's a 50-day moving average. So we are still way below that. Actually, we're not. I lie. We've just come above it. I was looking at this section here. We've just come above that, which is another good sign. As you can see, with this drop that we had late last week, we came down not to the original triangle, but to the slightly smaller one with the bottom that was starting to tilt upwards. If you remember correctly, if I just zoom out a little bit here, this is the bottom of the original triangle or flag or pennant or whatever you'd like to call it, and it is basically flat. Now, we were trading inside this triangle originally, then we started to trade inside this blue one, and then eventually we went and started trading inside of this orange one, I suppose you can call it, and then we broke out of the orange one. And what did we do? We went back down to trading along the bottom of the second triangle. So I wasn't, like I said in the last video, I wasn't worried that we were going to drop any further, or rather we hadn't got closer, or we hadn't got too close to the $5,700 or $6,000 mark. Maybe not $6,000. Was $5,700, $5,800 was the point at which I would start worrying. If we crossed that and stayed down below it for any length of time, I would have been worried. But as you can see, we didn't come anywhere close to it actually, and we traded beautifully along the bottom, or along this support line, which now is a support line for the price. And we've shot up now, and we shot way past the level where we broke out of the third triangle. Okay, we have dropped slightly below it now, but I'm thinking if this stochastics RSI starts to turn, and actually does turn over, I think we are going to see another price rise from here. We should go a little bit higher. This is on a 4-hour chart, and if you have a look at this, if you have a look at these bars here, there's a sudden change between that one and that one. Okay, they are 4 hours apart, but the MACD line, the blue line, has changed pitch drastically and is pointing up, and has sort of, or is sort of leaving the moving average behind now, and the gap between the two of them, the vertical gap, has now increased, or it is increasing pretty fast, and that is shown in this sudden change in length of this bar here compared to the previous one. If you look at all the others, there's a very gentle curve to them. If you draw a average, or rather a line over the peaks of the top of them, it forms a very nice curve. But if there's a sudden change in direction to this one, which means that there's a sudden change in sentiment in the market, I suppose you can say, it is definitely all a bullish sign, and I am hoping that this is maybe the trigger for the breakout that we've been waiting for. We are way overdue for it. This should have happened at least a week ago. Well, it's around about a week ago anyway. So yeah, this is exciting to see. Like I said, I was expecting it. This period down the bottom here lasted a lot longer than I thought it would, but it seems that the whole market is delayed by a bit. I'm not sure what is causing that, and I think this money, or it must be money coming into the market. I mean, that's buying pressure that has caused the price spike. So in my opinion, the drop last week was caused by the uncertainty in the stock market, and people just got a fright and, well, sold everything. And I watched a video on one other trader, a very well-known trader who does very well online, as far as I'm concerned, a very knowledgeable guy. He picked up that at the same time that this massive drop occurred, it happened in the stock exchange, it happened in just about all cryptos, but the exact opposite happened at the exact same time with gold. So people are taking their money out of the market, the stock market at least, and putting it into gold. And to a certain degree, although there was no real reason for it as far as I was concerned, not that I know of, people were doing the same with cryptos. They got a fright and started to sell off and put their money into a physical asset like gold, and that is why the gold price spiked the way it did. But this big candle here this morning shows that people have maybe settled down and had a bit of a think about it, and there is now money coming back into the market, and people are wanting Bitcoin again, and this has caused this massive spike quickly. And I think this is going to continue. I think by the end of the year, we should still see probably around anywhere between $18,000 and $20,000 Bitcoin minimum. That is my prediction, and I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm certainly hoping it does, but it's still looking promising for that. Like I say, the market is delayed, so we might see it very late in December instead of mid-December like we did last year. But we are I would say around about a week later than what we are expecting things to happen at the moment. So hang in there. I think this is happening, although there are some things that are almost unexplainable, but we can only speculate and have theories about why these things happen. Hopefully we're right about it. But I think the price is going to go up still. Let's hang in there and hope it does.